offering me my own money as a return of staying quiet, of not pursuing this, of not exposing this.
Is PayPal a scam? They've been freezing accounts, withholding people's funds. Are you telling me the company that I've trusted for years and years and years is scamming people? Let's talk about it. Like many of you guys, I have used PayPal for years. You know, recently you got what? Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, and Facebook Pay, Apple Pay. You got all these different options. And I was telling some people like, hey, why don't we just use PayPal? It's been around forever. I trust them. They built their name on trust. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. That might end today. Let's take a look. So we're going to look at 2 cases that are high profile, and then we're going to look at a bunch of small ones, okay? Now, if it was just a few cases, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you know, crap happens, right? But apparently this has been happening to a lot of people, and now it's starting to happen to people with a platform that can speak up for themselves, and PayPal is receiving some backlash. So, as they should, if this is true. So, we're going to take a look. Derek has a story here himself about what happened to him and his account. So let's tune into this.
Surprised. Like for me, this happened about, I don't know, a year and a half ago at this point or something. And basically one day my personal account just got banned for no logical reason whatsoever. And the money in it gets frozen. They have a process whereby they keep the money on hold for like 6 months, and then you're supposed to be able to get access to it after, which you...
That's BS. That is BS. Like, I mean, everyone's different. Like for me, if all my money was in PayPal and that's how I rolled, and they froze my money for that long, that would be devastating. Like that would risk the mortgage, all the car payments, my credit. It would be very damaging if that's where I kept my money and did all my business. So this is a nightmare for some people.
You might not be able to do. And if you don't, they just keep it, dude. So for me, fortunately, it was not this amount of money, but it fucking sucked. And like when somebody literally robs you, like you don't want them to get $1, obviously. So for me, I lost a couple $1,000 to PayPal, literally frozen my account. And then after the 6 months completed, I see a withdrawal and it shows it's not to my bank account, it's to fucking PayPal's account. And it's for, you know, you violated their terms and service, which are extremely vague and impossible to adhere to because they just kind of just pick and choose random people to freeze, ban, do whatever the fuck they want. And then if you get hacked, apparently there's no recourse too. And they just, I don't know, just like general neglect to any sort of ethical practices, essentially. And it's, you know, like I didn't make a video about it, and I guess I could have at the time.
Yeah, you should have.
But it's kind of fucked up how if they think you're just a normal person who has no voice, then they will not treat you the same, which...
That is true. That is true. They're only doing something now because you guys have platforms. Their bad behavior is now brought into the light. So people are seeing it maybe for the first time even. Man, this is crazy. So we basically have Derek's story. We're going to look at Jordan's story. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but let's take a look. Okay, now we're going to look at Jordan's story. I tried to find the post, but I'm really not good on the Instagram. So we're just going to keep watching this YouTube video from Derek. And basically, yeah, we're going to listen to Jordan explain his story.
From being told I'm getting it all back to I'm shit out of luck. And I'm sure you heard that.
Communication was shared with me, but you had an Instagram video. It did happen over that 27-minute period.
How can you move $100,000 in someone's account without notifying them?
And that $100,000 was the different exchange fees and all of that kind of a thing that comes when currency gets changed.
Now, what kind of premium is that to charge $10,000 to $20,000 in conversion rates? Is there no security checkpoint in place for that?
It is not common for it to kind of be set.
That's a good point. Like, you would think, hell, I don't know if they have a 2FA, a secret password, just different things, and maybe even 3FA. Like, 3FA will be the standard at one point. It's weird that you can send so many transactions, rack up so many fees in a short time and it not flag the account and put a stop. It's crazy.
For a cycle of currency conversion to get set. That conversion resulted in a loss to you.
Do you understand how many news agencies have contacted me? CBS News cannot even believe what they're hearing.
So as far as I know, PayPal typically sends a notification when you withdraw money to your account or something.
Yeah.
They will send like a, processing payment, email or something. So the fact that somebody was able to be in his account and exchange currency back and forth from like USD to like fucking Russian and like back and forth to a bunch of different things over and over until the balance drained over 100K. And no notification was sent, no phone call, no nothing. Like even sometimes when I do a credit card transaction that is, a few $100, sometimes I will get a notification saying, "Hey, was this you?"
Yep.
I'll get a call from the credit card.
All the time, especially if I'm buying crypto, I'll get some phone call or they'll stop payment for a second.
Card company to approve it if something looks kind of wonky. So I don't know. The fact that these practices aren't in place, it's kind of wild. In addition to that, the fact that they basically set his shit out of luck. Like, I'm not surprised, but again, it's baffling.
PayPal is one of the biggest banks. You don't believe me? Go look it up. Like, it might be a digital bank, and you might think like, oh, PayPal's not a bank. It's just some kind of app or website, right? No, it's a big bank. PayPal is bigger than Goldman Sachs and Citigroup combined. The two Wall Street banks are valued at $180 billion. So PayPal is bigger than Goldman Sachs and Citigroup combined. So they should be insured, and you should be able to get your money in the case of some kind of issue like this, and not have it take forever, because this is devastating to some people.
But also,
To a lot of people.
unsurprising, unfortunately, at least given my experience with this company.
We are basically making it so that that loss is being recompensed. And we're offering you that full amount. It was the fees, it was the cycle, it was all of these things. And so that is what we are, offering you as a way to make things,
Telling me it's a courtesy to be called back by PayPal? This is not $500. This is not $1,000. This is a six-figure amount.
So if you do not
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Thousands of people are messaging me how it happened to them in a certain way or the same way or a different way, and how they don't even have money to go after it to sue.
Right. Even if they take a couple thousand from you, like, you might have to wash under the bridge just because lawyer fees and this and that and the time investment plus the headache. Most people won't be able to recover their funds in the case of something like this.
And they don't have a voice. Every customer service rep I have recorded, they all said the same thing as well. Most unusual thing they've ever seen.
for a lot of people, that 100,000, and it's just about,
Yeah, do you know how many people messaged me saying that they would have took their own life if this happened to them, that they would have killed themselves? It is scary, the power, how big of a monster, and how you guys could just steal. I couldn't imagine if I was a regular person. Thank God I'm not.
Yeah, so I can relate to the situation at a much lower magnitude. But
Yeah.
I've seen and heard of people of the class action lawsuits that are supposedly getting drafted up against PayPal for basically just freezing accounts. He did indeed get the money back.
World news.
Here we go.
So today, the story has caught fire thanks to all you guys. So my community, everybody who's been supporting this and raising awareness to what has happened and what is not right, I appreciate you, and I'll keep you posted. The news team's on their way.
All right, there's some more interesting stuff here, though.
Okay, you guys, CBS just left my house. I believe it should be aired tomorrow morning. Very weird things happened. As CBS was at my house, PayPal called CBS while they were doing the interview, and CBS said, "I'm actually here with them now." They then went into another room to talk, and apparently I no longer have to sign a settlement to get my money back.
That's
This
stupid.
is all stuff I'm going to show soon and expose. We will be going after them. This is not right by any means. They called CBS and asked them
Yeah, you shouldn't have to sign a settlement to get your money back.
to not release the story, basically, and that they're going to return my money. What you guys don't know, which I have also recorded, is that they called me yesterday asking for a settlement with my own money, offering me my own money as a return of staying quiet, of not pursuing this, of not exposing this. It's my money. Why are we even talking about a settlement? Why are you offering me? Why are you offering me my money? PayPal's lawyer actually called me and stated, we're prepared to give you back your money if you'll sign a settlement. Why do I have, it's my money. Why is the money not in my account?
That almost sounds like extortion or something, like, you know, like, oh yeah, if you sign this, we'll do that. I don't know. Or maybe extortion's the wrong word, but you know what I mean? Like, what the hell, man? Just pay the man.
To which they replied, do you have a certain dollar figure in mind? And I have it all recorded, which you guys will see here today. And I said, I'm going to talk to my team. I've hired former FBI agents, digital analysts, a great legal team behind me. Do you guys understand, for a week I have not slept, I have not eaten, I have been crying, I've been broken down. You have ruined my trust with my banking system. I am not the same from this. It's affecting my work. Have you guys not seen what you've been doing? And you think you can do this to people who don't have a voice, who don't bring attention and awareness to this? What if I wasn't who I was? Thank God that I am. Yeah. Just stay tuned for later, you guys. They called CBS hoping that this wouldn't make news or air. And now, come to find out, after the phone call with CBS,
hey, I bet they offered CBS some hush money.
They said, CBS actually asked a great question. Why haven't you given him his money? We saw a video yesterday.
Exactly.
Why did you use the word settlement with his money?
Yep.
And it was a new lawyer on the phone. I don't know why that word was used. And CBS goes, well, why isn't his money back in his account? You
100%.
talked to him yesterday. Why haven't you sent him his money?
Pay the man.
We are. We will. We're going to. So lo and behold, as soon as I finished this interview, and we were just on my account, CBS had me open up my account. You will see this on the morning news tomorrow. I had my bank account open during the interview. It had $0 in it. They then called CBS, found out that we were making the story. All of a sudden, as CBS leaves, the money comes rushing back into my account.
Of course it does.
This is so and corrupt and dirty and fishy and fraud.
I hate corruption. I like big banks. Big banks seem to be full of this kind of stuff, to be honest, but this is just a stupid situation. I think we got enough of this, right? Like, let's look at some smaller cases, which we're just going to find in the comment section, because light has been put on the situation. They're like, hey, this happened to me too a couple years ago, or this year, or whatever. So let's see here. Jordan did say thank you to Derek for the video. So one guy says that PayPal is the shadiest company they've ever seen, that no one ever talks about. And they've had multiple accounts closed out of nowhere and took hold of his money for up to 6 months, which is illegal. I don't know if it's illegal or not, but it's definitely immoral. Probably illegal too. But let's see here. This one person says they used to be a PayPal rep, and they've seen stuff like this happen all the time, and they would have no answers for customers. Trust me, close your account if you have one. So another guy with a large platform, Greg Douchette. He's a bodybuilder. He says, this is attempt number 3. Not sure if PayPal or the system trying to prevent my post, but I am experiencing the same thing as Derek with frozen account. Over $316,000 in USD. I called, but they give no reason why. Some guy says, some years ago, PayPal arbitrarily froze my account with thousands of dollars in it. They demanded I send them a utility bill sent to my street address, but all my utility bills were either sent by email or posted to my P.O. box. They didn't care. No utility bill sent to your house, no access to your money, is all they could say. And he's never used PayPal again. This guy said they did something to him similar 15 years ago. Was a payment from a customer, and they just stole it. About $5,000. Account got locked for 6 months and never released after then. Here goes another guy. PayPal locked up $120,000. their whole business cash flow for 6 months. No definable reason to. We had to put our case to the financial blah, 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 blah forced. They were able to force them to release it. Whew. Dang. I mean, I guess he sold his business in the process of it, but man, like that would destroy a business, destroy a normal person too. Like some people, 1,000 is all they have, and they lose that, you know, or 2,000, 5,000, whatever. Something like this happens, and it's life changing potentially. You know, back in 2019, I had 250,000 USD banned on PayPal due to malicious activity, and also had to wait 6 months to get it out. I eventually received the money in my bank, but I can now tell that this is not a one-time thing. And the list goes on and on and on. Now, not everybody is, and there's just a long list. This happened to me 2 years ago. They stole $6,000. My bank returned the money to me, so that's cool. And there's plenty of stories in this video's comment section. Now, I'm gonna have a link to this original video. You can watch it for yourself if you want. This seems to be a large problem, and it might not be a large problem like it happens to a lot of people on PayPal, like percent wise. But just think of it: if it's one of the biggest banks that's not a bank, and it happens to 0.5% of the customers, that ends up being a lot of people, because a lot of people use PayPal as a service. So as a guy who's into crypto, NFTs, crypto gaming, okay, no matter what you do, whether you're into crypto or not, or whatever, don't keep all your money in one place. You know, probably shouldn't keep it on PayPal either. For me, this is enough of a red flag for me to close my account. And after years, I don't know if it's been 10, 15 years of using PayPal, this is enough for me. I'm out. So